Hi, I'm Stefan Nahajski from Cycle Karts GB. Cycle Karts GB is the national club for cycle karts, and these are cycle karts. They're based on pre-war race cars, all scratch built, 200cc engine in the back, basic formula, which is the track, the engine size, a few things like that. I guess you could think of them like a combination between a pre-war race car and a go-kart, which is about the fun you get as well. An enormous amount of fun. Very inexpensive to build. We drive on grass tracks, go-kart tracks, the beach, all sorts of places.
My experience has been very positive at Beaulieu. This is my first time as an exhibitor. I'm here with my daughter Sophia. And our best sale today was this little car, which was made for Sophia a few years ago. She's now grown out of it. And we sold that within about an hour of arriving this morning. So we're very happy.
Here we are again at Beaulieu Autojumble, thronged with people, everyone excited and ready to buy. And I have been coming here personally for the last probably 25 years, and it just gets better with time.
This is my Angelina Icon. I painted it, I can't remember how many years ago now, probably 6 years, 7 years ago, something like that. And it's been off the road because it was a rat rod when I acquired it. And Andy Saunders, my other half, he had to take the wings off to make them bigger to accommodate the wheels. And when he took them off, they were held on with glue and a chain, which they'd spot welded on, sort of like from there to there to there to there. So the whole thing was falling apart. So anyway, he did all the groundwork on it and got it ready for me, sprayed it blue, and then I attacked it with my airbrush. So it's called Angelina Icon because everything on it is iconic. And it starts off with, this is Esther Williams. She's a very famous swimmer in the black and white films. You would have seen her jumping off a high board into a swimming pool that was only just that wide with all these ladies in it doing their legs and things. So that's her, and she's getting eaten by Jaws, who's another iconic character in life. So that's that one. We've also got Blade Runner, and this is with Harrison Ford. So the Ford badge I've changed into H Ford rather than the Ford, you know, car one. And there's also a dead fly on the running board there, so that's taken from the film, which is great fun to do. It's very complicated. That took me a long time to do. So round this side we come round to, this is my beautiful dog. She died sadly last year, but her name was Diva, so I've got Diva in space, so she's immortalised on my car. And then we come round to the back here. This little bit here has got the map of the world, and if you look, zoom in there, you can see on England there's a little red dot that you have on maps showing where we are at the moment. So that's there. On the boot we've obviously got the Joker and Marilyn Monroe. Because she was so beautiful, I just don't believe she was real. So I've made her into a robot, because I think actually she was a robot, because she couldn't be, because she was just so stunning. So, and I've got the Joker there doing disgusting things and that, and he's actually repairing her or something. I'm actually having number plates made because I've discovered I can't drive it with those number plates on because they're illegal, but there you go. On this one here we've got Barbarella, which is Jane Fonda, and this is particularly tricky because you're painting it on 3 kind of different surfaces, so you've got to really use your brain and get your dynamics right and your proportions right to make it work, so that when you look at it from virtually any angle it makes sense. So that's another one. Come round to this side. This is my favourite bit. This is Steve McQueen with Bullet. So I managed to get the barrel of the gun to line up with the vents here, which is perfect. And if you look, you can see the handle coming through him. Now that's an effect you can get with an airbrush quite easily. If you tried to paint that by the paintbrush, it'd be really hard, but an airbrush just lets you do it. So an ordinary brush, you couldn't do it. So he's leaning against the car Bullet that he obviously drove around in the famous film. So that's around there. And then on the front here, another iconic horse called Black Beauty. I had to have an animal on here because I wanted people to see that I could paint animals as well. So, and also the gun is going off when you've got pop, so the gun's gone off and that's the pop. The V8 engine on top, but I know it's got a straight 6 underneath. I'm not a car mechanic, so I can't tell you what that's called. And I've got goldfish in the headlights as well. So that's that. There's some pictures here of how you kind of go about it, which is really a slow process. You have to mask off every bit that you do. If you're painting one area here, you have to mask off everything because you get overspray everywhere. So you have to really, there's more masking than there is actually painting. It takes you, once you masked up, your hours doing that, and then you go pss, 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 and bing, there it is. It's so easy. Then I came to get Angelina Baby. Now this one took me as long as it did to that. I think that probably took me about a year to do, and this one not a year, but it did take a long time because you're going miniature, and miniatures take actually sometimes longer than a big painting because you've got to be so accurate. So that took a long time to do. And also I've put my dog in again, Diva, and that's a take on American Graffiti, because if you remember American Graffiti, he used to put his Camel cigarettes up in his t-shirt. So I've got a packet of cigarettes up there called Dogs. So that's that one. So everything's the same virtually. I had to alter the proportions of it because obviously this little car is not exactly the same. So I had to sort of elongate bits, shorten things and everything like that. So that's a replica of that. And inside it's actually made to look like the 70s. The whole car is based on, I wanted it to look like 70s but up to date 70s. Got a lovely perspex. You see that blue? Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Anyway, so the inside is also sort of 70s looking with the dingle dongles and things. So I've tried to make it look like it was in the 70s. And the nice thing is I get people comment on it going, this is like it was in the 70s, this is what, you know, is there. And I say, oh, that's great you've said that, because it kind of means that I've got it, but I've obviously got an inflection of modern day. And what I would like with these things is for like young people to be able to see, like have an A4 piece of paper and draw a picture of this car and do their own design of it, because that would encourage young people into actually putting designs on cars, and they might get into these cars, you never know, and save them, because what their future holds, who knows. So it'd be nice to encourage them. So if they can't do the mechanics on a car, they can actually learn airbrush and do that, or pinstriping. That's another lovely skill. So that is my beautiful car. Thank you very much for listening.
Well, here we are again, Autojumble, September 2024. Lovely weather this year, which is always a good bonus. It's still quite early at the moment, but we had a cracking day yesterday, and most traders seem very happy with what they've done. Just thought I'd sort of show you a few things that I do. I do toys on that side of the stall, but today I thought I'd show one or two of the more automobilia type things. Badges are very popular. Badges from the 60s, 50s and 60s. These are very collectible by a certain age group of people. Little SO men, if anyone remembers those. They were given away free, I think, at the time, but now that's £18. So it just gives you an idea how much nostalgia costs. But people like obviously period accessories for their vehicles. If they're have an old classic car, they like something sort of age related. AA badges, RAC badges of the right period. I've sold a few, so I'm a bit sparse at the moment, but and then of course we've got on this side the tins. The people like to adorn their garages or man caves with tins. Once again, very low at the moment. They're getting harder to find. I think people are hanging on to them rather than selling them. Oil bottles, another collectible area. That's the last one I've got at the moment. But once again, it's the logos on all these things that really make it. But if anyone's thinking about exhibiting at Beaulieu or trading at Beaulieu, it's a fantastic venue. Apart from the obvious location, you've got wonderful grounds, plenty of space, and more importantly, a good footfall of people who attend the Autojumble. This is the international Autojumble, so we get foreign visitors, and you know, they come over and make a holiday of it, really.
If you're thinking about exhibiting, I fully recommend it. It's so much fun. You never know what you're going to find or who you're going to meet or what you end up talking to them about.